Hello, you are welcome to this edition of our robust program, Retirement Clues. I remain the promoter of this program, Mr. Chusudo Okonta, and the publisher of Nigeria number one insurance and pension news online, ISPEN Online. To the glory of God, the promoter of the concept that is behind donation of insurance, a free insurance cover to the uninsured. We want to say welcome to this edition, which promises to be very robust, just as programs has been. And what we want to discuss today, we believe that it will really enrich your knowledge, as regards retirement. Today, we want to look at a topic that says lessons to gain from University of Retirement. Lessons to gain from the University of Retirement. That is what we want to discuss. Lessons to gain from University of Retirement. That is what we want to actually focus on. But before we go in fully into the discussions, let's just share with you some updates, within the retirement space. The National Pension Commission (PENCOM) has come to debunk the report that the industry loaned 10 trillion to the federal government. And indeed, we have been saying this all this while. Just that people misunderstand what the difference between investment and loan. The pension fund that is within the federal government securities, like the secure, the treasury bill, the bonds, the green bonds, they are not loan. These are investments that were made by the pension fund administrators into these government securities. And yearly, the as at the term of the end of the tenure, the agreement that is between the government and the PFAs, this money actually come back. And that is why we can say that you know around 46%, above 40% of the pension funds actually came from return on investment. And government investment has remained one of the best, for people within the OPS, those organized private sector, to invest. It's not just only the pension operators that are investing there. Even the banks, the insurance, all of them, they invest in government securities like the bonds, the secures, the treasury bills, and all other instruments that the federal government put before the people to invest in. And that is why the National Pension Commission is coming, because I think there was a time that the legislator said that they have to go and recover that 10 trillion that is in the hand of the government. Is not a loan. This is investment. I think it is really good that we clear this doubt, so that retirees will not just think that government is borrowing their money. That is not borrow, it's not a loan, it's just investment like other normal investment. I think that is that. And even the National Pension Commission has come again to actually state why retirees that have retired, some for like 1 year now, that have retired, they've not been able to begin to access monthly pension benefit. Is as a result of the issue of pension accrued rights. It's not only with the federal government, even in states like Lagos State now, that prides itself as one of the best when it comes to complying with the contributory pension scheme. Lagos State still has backlog of over 1 year. People that retired, I think the last people they just presented bond to were people that retired 2022, and this is 2024. That means people that retired 2023, even some people that retired 2022, have not actually started getting their monthly pension benefit due to this issue of accrued rights. These are just the few updates we want to share, among many other things that are happening within the retirement space. Now, let's just go fully into our discussion. We talked about University of Retirement. You may wonder, where does that university exist? Indeed, there is University of Retirement. The University of Retirement, that is is a school that every person that want to retire well has to attend that university. It is too bad that you just, as we always say, that you walk into retirement without preparation. This University of Retirement will indeed prepare you, for what you are going to face, when you enter into retirement. And the lecturers in this university we are talking of, they are the retirees. They are the retirees, because the experience that most of them have there, it is only when you relate with them that you know. It is not just enough for you to just, I'm planning my retirement, without engaging retirees that are actually experiencing what life is in retirement. And that is why we call, that school University of Retirement. There are lessons that you need to gain when you actually enroll into that university. You have a lot of things to gain. As I said earlier, the lecturers are the retirees. I even spoke with one of the retirees today. He was telling me, say, choose. When I listen to your podcast, I wonder where you gain all this knowledge when you are not a retiree. Because I am already a student of this University of Retiree. I always gain from them because I relate with retirees. I talk with them, they share their experiences, they bring their problems to me. And from there, I learn. I'm a student of that University of Retirement, and I want to employ you to actually seek admission. You that one, if you want to retire very well, you need to, go through this university so that you will not have issues, when you retire. What are the few lessons that I myself have gained, being a student of that University of Retirement? One of the first lesson I gained is that, you know, everybody must definitely retire as long as, well, God gives us life. You will retire one day, and retirement does, the status is that, oh, either you retire by 35 years of service, or you retire when you are 50. But sometimes nature can even force one to retire, and we pray that that will not happen. When one is one is incapable, you can no longer do what you have been doing before. Nature would have sent you to early retirement. Every human being, as long as you grow old, definitely you will retire. That is one of the lessons that I've learned from this University of Retirement. So that you that is working today now, don't just be thinking of, oh, today. No, you should always have it in mind that, as I always say, today is Monday. You are in your office now working. A day will come when you will no longer be in that office. And that is when your services may not be needed again. You would have retired. After that, what next? You must always remember that a day will come when you retire. And as we speak on this program, we always say that, the salary you are earning today is breakfast, but the pension benefit that you are going to get is your dinner. And with the way we put it is that the time between breakfast and dinner to the next breakfast, the time between the dinner and the next breakfast is longer. That is why you must give priority to your retirement. Don't just joke with it. That is one of the first lessons. Know that a day is coming when you will retire. Every one of us will retire. The second lesson to gain is that, single source of pension benefit is not adequate in retirement. Like the man I spoke with today, he told me, he said, choose. Most of my colleagues, they are having issues. But one thing that have helped me is that I bought shares. It is those shares, and I'm comfortable in retirement. If you are just looking at, oh, when I retire, I'll begin to draw my monthly pension benefit from what is being saved, with the PFEs, I want to tell you that will not be enough for you in retirement. How much are you even going to earn, in retirement? That is why you must make sure that you cast your bread upon many waters. you should try as much. Like that man now, he say what is keeping him in retirement is the shares that he bought, he invested in. And we always say you have many opportunities to save towards retirement. You can buy shares, buy insurance, build, go into real estate, build houses for rent, and everything that you need to do, so that in retirement you will not just be waiting for on the 14th or on the 15th to get money, and if the money did not come, you begin to run around. One of the retirees came to me. He told me that before his monthly pension benefit comes, he would have borrowed money from all these loan sharks, and when the money comes, he pays. He will still be stranded until when the next you go and borrow again. That is not the life that you should live in retirement. That is why you must plan, and plan very well, so that you will not just earn your retirement benefit from just a single source, which is what you get through program withdrawal or annuity. That is just the second lesson. Another lesson is that you should know that that you are retired does not mean you are tired. That many people retire even at 50. You are still very strong. People pass on at 80, some 90. If you retire at 50, and you live up to 80, you still have 30 years to live, and that 30 years you still be spending money, and you still be doing one thing or the other, and that is another lesson to learn, that you are retired does not mean that you are tired. And that is why you must think of that time that is ahead of you. Another lesson is that retirement should be effectively planned. We have been saying, even our conference, our summit that is coming up next month, we have been projecting it. We always say, don't walk into retirement without preparation. Make sure that you plan very well before you retire. Effective planning is very, very necessary, before you retire. And I think that is just that, to know that retirement should be effectively be planned for. Another lesson is that you can rediscover yourself in retirement. Many of us, we are just doing what we are doing now. It is when we retire that our vision will be clear to us. Say, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. I've done all this. And in retirement, you can rediscover yourself and start life all over again. And you see that time life will be very sweet for you. That is another lesson. Don't just fold your hands and say, I'm retired, and once I retire, I retire to the village. No. A friend once shared with me, the father, all the 90% of what the father achieved, he achieved it after his retirement. The dad was a military officer. When he retired, he didn't even have a house. It was in retirement that he built his house, trained all his children, and he retired very well. You can rediscover yourself. The man was a photographer, when he was in the military. Immediately he retired, he has, according to my friend, the father has even sent his part of his load back to the village, until a friend asked him, what are you doing in the village? You are a photographer, you can do this work. And that was how the man opened a shop, and he became a famous photographer. He made money that he never made in service. You can rediscover yourself in retirement. That is another lesson that you must learn. And the other thing is that retirement is not a death sentence. Don't just think that, oh, I'm retired, I'm going back home to die. No. Like this experience I shared now of my friend's dad, it was in retirement he lived 90%, if not more than 90% of his achievement was actually gotten during his retirement time. It was in retirement he built houses in the village, built houses in Lagos, and many other things, trained his children, all of them are almost graduates. It was after retirement that I was able to do that. Retirement is not a death sentence. And the last one I want to say is that retirement, the best teachers in this University of Retirement we are talking of are retirees. That means you must engage with retirees, people that are already in retirement. Don't stay far away from them. If you want to retire very well, listen to them, so that they will share their challenges, share their pains and gains, and that will really help you to really plan. If you are just thinking, I'll just build a house, that will give me rent, you will be disappointed that some retirees are even regretting, maybe because of building a house where they built it, to collect rent is a problem for them. All these things will really help you. You need to relate with retirees, so that you know how to plan your life very well. I think we want to actually stop here. We encourage you, please share this podcast, you may be helping another person. Note that our event, Eastern Online Retirement Summit, is coming up on the 25th of April, 2024 at Radisson Hotel, Ikeja. I will invite you, want you to be there, because as we always say, we want to set a new template, for retirement. We will look towards seeing you at that event. In case you have any inquiry, our numbers are open: 08054269557 and 07033253527. Our email address is ispenonline@gmail.com. Please share your feelings with us, and with the help of God, we will actually help you, solve those problems that we can actually solve. We pray God bless you. God keeps us alive as we come again your way next week by the grace of God. Remain blessed. Thank you.